श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहोगणा रघुनाथं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णं चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहोगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवैभव परिगोस्वामिति नामिने गौरवाणी प्रचाराय धीरसङ्कल्पमूर्तये कृष्णशक्तिस्वरूपाय श्रीभक्तिप्रदायिने नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिरक्षक श्रीधर स्वामी नामिने श्री सरस्वती प्रियष्ट सेवनं सुविग्रहं श्री स्वरूप राय रूप रागरश्मि सुंदरं राधिका सुदिव्य भाव रंजितं प्रियं वधू श्रीधरं भजामि भक्ति रक्षकं चिरप्रभु। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वतीति नामिने श्रीवासुभानवी देवी द्वैताय कृपाविधये कृष्णा संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्योज्जल प्रेमाढ्य श्रीरूपानुग भक्तिद श्रीगौरा करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगविरुद्ध अपसिद्धान्त दन्तहारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षाद् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्भ रसाम्भोधे पादाम्बुजायते नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगवरायते गौराविर्भावभूमिस्थं निर्दिष्टा सज्जनप्रिय वैष्णव सार्वभौमश्री जगन्नाथायते नमः। वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारभक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। नमो महमदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरातिशे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पति गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौरङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। Jayatam surato pango mama mando matir gati matsarvasya padam bhojo radha madana mohano dibbade vrindaranya kalpadrumadha Srimad Ratnakara Simhasanastu Sri Gandharva Srila Govinda Devo Sri Radha Srila Govinda Devo Prasthalivi Shebhyamano Smarami Sriman Rasarasarambhi Vangshi Bhatta Tata Stita Karshan Venu Shaner Gopi Gopinatha Sestuna Vrindayai Tulasi Devai Priyayai Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Shattabhattai Namo Namah Bhaktyabhina Paradhalakshay Kshiptascha Kamadi Tarangamadhi Kripamai Tvam Sharanam Prapanna Kripamai Tvam Sharanam Prapanna Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare This is the brief Mangalacharna, yes? So many I find here.
These are additional prayers.
Time is so limited. So better start speaking, otherwise I'd like to narrate some glories, singing glories of Sri Srivas Panditji. But if I do Kirtana, I cannot have the time. Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Sharupakam Bhakta-avatar Bhaktakam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. Vande Guru Nisha Bhakta Nisha Misha Avatarakam Tat Prakasham Tat Shakti Krishna Chaitanya Sangakam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Nitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadhutam Harijanam Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Dev Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitam Scha. So today, first of all, in the auspicious beginning of the narration of the glories, chanting the glories of Srimad Sivash Pandit Thakur, I offer my most respectful obeisances unto his holy lotus feet, praying for his divine grace, his beautiful mercy be bestowed upon me, upon all of you. Thereafter, I offer my most respectful obeisances to the holy lotus feet of all their divine graces, my Guru Devas, Jagat Guru, Srimad Bhakti Rakshak Siddhar Deva Goswami Pad, in non-difference, there is Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ji Maharaj, Srimad Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj Ji, Srimad Bhakti Dvaita Madhav Goswami Maharaj Ji, Srimad Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj Ji, Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj Ji, and all the other Guru Varga, Vaishnava Vrinda, and finally offering my most revered, devoted obeisances unto the holy lotus feet of Jagat Guru Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada, and humbly praying for all their divine mercy be bestowed upon all of us, upon this humble servitor. So today is the great day, very auspicious day of the Disappearance Festival of Srila Sivash Pandit Ji. Srila Sivash Pandit Ji, one of the beloved associates, most devoted, exalted, beloved associates of Lord Chaitanya, Bhagavan Gaura Sundara. We all know he is one of the Panchatattva. Lord Sri Krishna, in another form, Lord Chaitanya Dev, Lord Krishna, and his another form, Lord Sri Chaitanya Dev, actually manifests in the Panchatattva form, reveal themselves through Panchatattva form. And Srila Sivash Pandit Ji, who is none other than Devarshi Narada, our Gurudeva, Devarshi Narada, has been an integral part of the same Panchatattva. I repeat. So, Srila Sivash Pandit Ji has been an integral part, inseparable part of the Panchatattva, 5 ways of the manifestations of Sri Krishna, Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When I say 5 ways of manifestation, it means 5 aspects of the Tattva, the Supreme Absolute Tattva. 5 kinds of expansions of the Supreme Absolute Divine Truth. As Krishna, in another form, Bhagavan Gaurahari, Krishna Chaitanya Dev. So when we say Tattva, Tattva means we must not be understanding the characters of all these five Tattvas in some common human ways. Must not be understanding or judging them, considering them in a like kind of supernormal human ways. Some very noble, great human ways. No, more than that. Tattva means it's transcending the human conceptions of their lifestyle. Must be understood, all the Panchatattva must be understood in transcendental divine connection, transcendental divine conception. Okay, in relation to the Supreme Absolute Divine Truth. Radha Krishna Mahaprabhu. So, although they appeared on this plane, in this worldly plane, in Navadip Dham or Gaura Mandala, in beautiful human forms, yet they're all qualitatively distinct. They're all qualitatively distinguished, being of transcendental characters and characteristics. Then we will understand properly. We will be more properly understanding about the conception of Pancha Tattva beyond humanoid concepts. So, Srila Pandit has been known as Devarshi Narada in one of his sarupas. We know Devarshi Narada, one of the foremost pure devotees, very exalted devotee of Sri Lakshmi Narayana, Sri Radha Krishna. He is one of our great Guru Vargas. We all know through Guru Parampara, Kirtan, Krishna Haite Chaturmukha, Han Krishna Shivanmukha, Brahma Haite Narodero Mati. Jo Krishna Haite Chaturmukha Brahma, Chaturmukha Han Krishna Shivanmukha, Brahma Haite Narodero Mati. The Naroda Haite Vyasa, Madhya Kahe Vyasa Dasu, Purna Prabhu Padmana Bhagavati. So, from Sri Krishna, immediately we see Brahmaji came out. So Brahmaji was born, appeared from the Swami Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Then Narada, see Devarshi Narada, directly appeared from Brahmaji. Brahmaji. He was Manashaputra. The way Devarshi Narada appeared from Brahmaji, transcendental, supernatural, miraculous way, not following the ordinary common biological way of taking birth and all, but Manashaputra. Brahmaji created her, made. Narada appeared from his own mind, from his mental plane, where he himself also appeared from the navel, lotus-like navel of Narayana. Balaji appeared from Krishna, again in transcendental, following the transcendental system. Transcendental system, and following a similar transcendental way, Devarshi Narad also appeared from Brahma in this way. So, naturally, the ways of their appearance and disappearance they all need to be understood. Not just normal ways, but supernormal, supernatural, transcendental ways. Because they have got divine nature. Besides their human nature, human characters and characteristics, they also equally they had divine characters and natures, both wonderfully combined in their lives together. When I say human, I mean high-class human, superhuman ways. Very back to the point. So, Narada, we know Devarshi Narada, one of the four most beloved associates of Lakshmi Narayana, also Radha Krishna, who has been found to be always engaged, absorbed in chanting and beautifully singing the glories of Radha Ramana Krishna. Narad Muni Bajai Bina Radhika Ramana Name. Devarshi Narada. One of the very special characteristics, most beautiful, exalted characteristics of Devarshi Narada, that he is specially devoted to Srimati Radharani, specially devoted to Sri Krishna, who is Radha Ramana Krishna. Therefore, Thakur Bhakti felt some special inspiration to be composing that song around, with regard to, in relation to Devarshi Narada, and he composed the lines of his songs in such a way. He started the very first line of the song in this way: Narad Muni Bajai Bina Radhika Ramana Name. Narad Muni engages in playing his musical instrument Bina, in chanting the glories of Radhika Ramana Krishna. Narad Muni is engaged so ecstatically engaged, so engaged with blissful love of Radha Ramana Krishna, alongside his harmonious melody, accompanied by the harmonious melodies of his Veena. Namoya Muni Udita Haya Bhakata Gita Shami Narad Muni Bajai Bina Radhika Ramana Name. Thakur Srila Bhaktivinoda's mood of composing and singing this song so ecstatically imbued with singing the glories of Srimati Narad Muni. So much Thakur Bhaktivinoda devotion, special devotional characteristic devotion of Narada Muni in relation to Radhika Ramana Krishna. Narada Muni bajaye bina Radhika Ramana Nami. He began his song with this line, very meaningful. Narada Muni is absorbed in playing his beautiful musical instrument Veena, dedicating that musical play, dedicating that divine melody in the name of Sri Radhika Ramana Krishna, to the name of Radha Ramana Krishna. Meaning, Srimati Narada Muni began to be playing his musical instrument Veena so melodiously, with nectarine melody, being filled with the mood, being filled with the loving devotional mood to sing the glories of Radha Ramana Krishna. As his devotional mood, his sweet, loving devotional mood was being played, was manifested through that very sweet melody of the playing of the Veena. His loving devotional mood was manifesting through that sweet harmonious melodies of his singing. So melody of the Veena and Devotri Narada's very sweet devotional mood of singing the glories, chanting, singing the glories of Radhika Ramana Krishna became one, became unified, harmoniously unified there. So that is the meaning. That Raga Ragini, the melody he was playing on his Veena, and the very mood of his singing the glories of divine Radha Ramana Krishna were the form of each other there. So, has to be understood in the transcendental sense. She was not only just playing that melody to sing the glory, but the mood of the singing of the glory reflected in the form of the melody. Sweet melody was singing. Sweet melody was so harmoniously unified. So the meaning became manifest through melody. Meaning of all the song. It happened so much so Nama Amoni Udito Hayo Bhagato Gita Swami. Nama Amoni. So as soon as he started, he began singing the holy names of Radha Ramana Krishna, the glories of Radha Ramana Krishna. The holy name itself started manifesting in its full glory, in its full swing, full-fledged, beautiful form, glories, and Shabda Brahma form. Bhakata Gita Nama Amuni Udita Haya Bhakata Gita Swami. The holy names became alive, manifested more alive form, in form of Shabda Brahma. So that singing no more remained as any kind of ordinary common way of this singing a song. A song became so meaningful. He is singing of these songs, love songs, in the name of Radha Ramana Krishna, became so meaningful, so alive, with his best sound vibration, Shabda Brahma Rupa, Apragrita, to his best transcendental sound form, Shabda Brahma Rupa, no ordinary sound. Namaya Mani Uditahaya, the holy names of Radha Ramana Krishna immediately appeared, revealed, manifested to the highest kind of nectarian musical melodies, which is connected to Gandharvika Radharani, the source of all the musical melodies, the final goddess, the supremely beautiful goddess, presiding goddess of all the musical melodies, those transcendental musical melodies. And Narada Muni's singing of the love songs in the name of Radhika Ramana Krishna manifested with that transcendental musical melody. Wonderfully interwoven way, both manifested wonderfully through wonderful unifications, unified form. The mood of the song, the mood of the singing the song, the meanings of the words of the songs, musical melodies all became one, in tune, in one harmonious concert. I'm not going to be explaining the whole song. There will be no time. So, the reason I am chanting the glories of Devarshi Narada, because Srivasa Pandit was none other than the same Devarshi Narada appeared in Gaura Lila, Navadvipa Lila as Srivasa Pandita. Mahaprabhu pointed out the Narada characteristics in Srivasa Pandit. Mahaprabhu often appreciated, cutely relished the Srivasa Pandit's hidden nature of Devarshi Narada. The bhava of Devarshi Narada in Srivasa Pandit. We all know Srivasa Pandita is Srivasa Pandit has been an embodiment of Mahaprabhu's Krishna Sankirtana activities in Navadvipa Lila. It was, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Prabhu, Gadadhara Pandit, Srivasa Pandit. Everyone was the embodiments, distinctive embodiments of Mahaprabhu's Sankirtana Rasa, Mahaprabhu's Radha Krishna Sankirtana festival, love song festivals. Srivasa Pandit he played a most vital role therein. he played the most vital, principal part in the divine Krishna Sankirtana movement, Krishna Sankirtana activities presented by Gaurahari in Navadvip Leela. We know the first wonderful Krishna Sankirtana festival actually appeared in the residence of Srivas Pandit in Navadvip Dham. Mahaprabhu simply blessed. He benevolently blessed the residents of Srivas Pandit with his Sankirtana Rasa activity. Sankirtana Rasa activity means festival of love songs, festival of the love songs of divine couple, accompanied by ecstatic dances. And also it was festival of experience of ecstatic love of Krishna. Not only it was a very joyful event, joyful activity of festival of love songs, but it was all accompanied by the ecstatic experience of the love of Krishna Radhika. Feeling divine love thrills, nectarian thrills of the Radha Krishna prema all over. It was such festival of all of them. Festival of love songs accompanied by dance, accompanied by thrilling experiences of the ecstatic love of Radha Krishna. And musical melodies also harmoniously flowed accordingly. All aspects came together in oneness. Most wonderful. Nectarine harmonies. The concept, most wonderful concept of nectarine harmonious love feelings, ecstatic love feelings of divine couple. I'm explaining about these through repetitions because if I just go on, just translating in a normal way, literal way, you can find those from the books. But it's deeper meanings, it's wider meanings, deeper characteristics will not be revealed. If just the meanings of these songs and the meanings of these contexts just understood in just normal, simple way, oh, that's it. So, therefore, the nature of Sankirtana Rasa, I have just explained, trying to explain. Sankirtana Rasa never means just some nice Sankirtana activity. Oh, very beautiful, nice, wow. It's much more than that, much deeper than that. As we commonly understand, because it is not just Sankirtana Rasa festival. And Siva Sangam has been known, has been recognized as the place for Sankirtana Rasa, manifested by Mahaprabhu. So many sleepless nights passed. They were all sleepless because of having, with devotees, everyone was having so much ecstatic experiences, most wonderfully attractive, blissful experiences throughout the whole night through Sankirtan activity. They forgot about sleeping. There was no functions for sleeping or feeling sleepy. Everybody was so enlivened and wakeful with the experience of nectarine bliss of Radhika Ramana Krishna, Radha Krishna. Having the same Krishna among them as their center of attraction, as Lord Gauranga. Their fortune knew no bound. The beloved associates of Gauranga Deva, who are engaged, absorbed in that Krishna Sankirtana Rasa in Sivasanga, knew no bound. Their fortune knew no bound. Their joy, their bliss knew no bound. After all, they were having the same Krishna Swami Bhagavan in the form of Gaurahari among them. Everything was being conducted, manifested by him directly. So we could imagine how inexplicably, how unaccountably, inexplicably wonderful that experience was in Sivasanga. And Sivas Panditam was the essential part and representative of that kind of Sankirtana Rasa. Lord Gauranga, Bhagavan Gaurahari himself relished, and also he distributed the same relish, nectarine relish among all the beloved associates surrounding him, accompanying him through their harmonious love reciprocation with him. And it was all being hosted by Sivas Panditam. It was all taking place, manifesting in his own divine residence, being hosted by Sivas Pandita. He used to be taking care of all that Sankirtana Rasa festival activities so nicely, so carefully, so that no disturbance can come to disturb the mood of Mahaprabhu. Therefore, we all know 3 to 4 times some disturbance came. Mahaprabhu expressed to Sivas Pandit, my rasa not flowing. Okay, I'm not having the flow, I'm not having the natural flow of my rasa, my relish of the Krishna prema in the Sankirtana. Something is going wrong somewhere. Something is happening somewhere, disturbing this harmony. So something very unsuitable, something very inappropriate, unsuitable happening somewhere, which is disturbing my mood, breaking my mood. Then Sivas Pandit found out every time. One time, it was first time, his mother-in-law, second time, another. Brahmachari. Pankari. And then is to be living his life only on drinking milk. That one. Another time, and Srivas Pandit's son died, like that. So, as soon as Srivas Pandit came to know, came to be aware, he immediately took proper measures to resolve that problem so that Mahaprabhu's mood again starts flowing with natural ecstasy, natural happiness. This way. So this way we find Srivas Panditji played very important role. In other words, Srivas Panditji was playing that most vital role of taking care of that Sankirtana activity, everything very properly, so that everything remained, everything flows intact, everything flows, everything could continue in its own natural upsurge, natural ecstatic upsurge. So we find both aspects of the Srivas Pandit during that time. While, in one aspect, he was irresistibly drawn. Of course, he was irresistibly drawn to be absorbed in upsurge of the nectarine upsurge, the flow of Sankirtana Rasa festival. He was so absorbed in tasting that blissful mood and blissful feelings of the Sankirtana Rasa, and overwhelmed that divine ecstatic experiences, everything. But at the same time to time, he was also doing some reality checking around a practical way, coming out from that, or even while still staying internally connected with the flow of the mood of the Sankirtana Rasa, esoteric mood of the nectarine flow of the Sankirtana Rasa. At the same time, he was also doing his duty of a reality checking, practical way, so that to safeguard for that Sankirtana Rasa activity, so that it could flow without any disturbance. Gaur Hari Bol. We know that story. Srivas Panditji had one lady maid servant called Dukhi. The word Dukhi means someone is unhappy. Mahaprabhu, upon coming to know about that name, Mahaprabhu immediately changed her name from Dukhi into Sukhi. No, happy devotee. She should, from now on, she should not be called as Dukhi, unhappy devotee, but Sukhi devotee, very happy devotee. Her special service was that to be carrying Ganga water from the Ganga every day. Every day morning time, she used to go to Ganga, bathe there, and carrying a big ghara, big container of Ganga water every day to the house of Sivas Pandit for Abhishekam, doing Abhishekam activity. Doing the Abhishekam of the householder deities of Sivas Pandita as well as sometimes Mahaprabhu. They used to be using the Ganga water to do Abhishekam on Mahaprabhu. It is implied there, understood. Mahaprabhu heard that special service every day, bringing the Ganga water, carrying a big pot of container of Ganga water from the Ganga river. Meaning carrying that weighty container, big container, we call ghara, this big in India. Ghara, this big. And she used to be filling Ganga water in that ghara and would be carrying on her head or shoulder every day. Apparently it was a tedious job, carrying a big weight, big container of Ganga water every day for service, but she used to be doing it very adherently. Mahaprabhu appreciated that. Not only that, besides that, she used to be taking care of all the householder services of Sivas Pandit as maid servant. Although she was called as maid servant, but in reality she used to be treated as one of the dear family members there. She would never be treated as a servant, house servant. Rather, one of the dear devotee family members in Sivas Pandit's house. So besides every day bringing Ganga water from Ganga river, she also used to be taking care of other regular daily householder activities such as cleaning and preparing many things in the family life of Sivas Pandit. And the character of family life of Sivas Pandit was no ordinary. It was always giving shelters to many associates of Mahaprabhu there. It was a very get-together place. Sivas Pandit's house residence was a great place of get-together, loving get-together of his god brothers, god sisters, of other associates of Mahaprabhu. Of course, Mahaprabhu himself, almost every day at certain period in Navadvipa Leela. So, Sivas Pandit's residence was not just any residence like a personal residence of someone. That residence and his his whole residence was actually dedicated to the service of Mahaprabhu's associates, facilitating the devotional activities, Sankirtana activities. So, facilitating the get-together of all the pure devotees, their associates in Radha Krishna consciousness, having get together in beautiful Radha Krishna consciousness almost every day. That was the nature of Sivas Pandit's residence. And this very nice maid servant called Dukhi, now her name is changed with the changed name. Sukhi. She used to be taking care, she used to be a great caretaker of such residents of Sivas Pandita, helping, assisting Sivas Pandita a lot in his daily taking care of his divine householder activities, taking care of everything nicely, to provide all that facility meant to provide that facilities to Gaurahari, their beloved Lord Gaurahari, and all Lord Gauranga's associates there. So they would make everything ready in that residence. I'm explaining all these in relation to how important function was performed by that lady devotee, Sukhi, maid servant, Sivas Pandit. Therefore Mahaprabhu was, a special attention of Mahaprabhu was drawn towards her. Mahaprabhu put a special attention towards her, blessed her with special mercy. And from the time Mahaprabhu gave her that name Sukhi, she actually became extra Sukhi, extra happy from that time onward. What she never felt before. That high quality of happiness she never felt before. But she only felt that unprecedented happiness in her life after Mahaprabhu named her as Sukhi. Sukhi, which literally means happy. Sukhi, happy. Happy person. As soon as Mahaprabhu meant that about her, blessing her with that name, some extra happiness, some new wonderful experience of happiness manifested in her life. She immediately began to feel very happy, wonderful happiness, what she never felt before. That was some specially blessed gift by Gaurahari to her, for her. And of course, such her happiness was devotional happiness, devotionally ecstatic happiness, in relation to Mahaprabhu and Radha Krishna, understood. Not like that, oh, she became so very happy, like very, very happy mundane people. Mundane persons have sometimes, they have very happy time, high time, joyful time. No. The character of our happiness, taste of our happiness were connected to transcendental bliss of Krishna, Radha Krishna Prema, Gauranga Prema. No ordinary happiness, no. Wonderful happiness. She felt a beautiful kind of happiness, wonderful happiness in transcendence, in village connecting to beautiful Gauranga and Krishna. Although such character of her happiness not so elaborately explained in Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, other places, but it was the inner meaning. She was so Sukhi. The name Mahaprabhu gave her, blessed her with, was very meaningful. Not just, oh, she was Dukhi, very unhappy person. Now Mahaprabhu gave her the name Sukhi. She just now became a very happy person, that's all. But when Mahaprabhu gave that name to her, when some name, specific name is coming from the Supreme Lord, Gaurahari, that had specific meanings. It had some special gracious meanings to that, more than ordinary. It has meaning in transcendence, meaning divine happiness. So she was made to be divinely happy by Mahaprabhu, by the merciful Mahaprabhu. And the devotees, all the devotees realized and they relished that Leela of Gaurahari in that way. And later on, how Mahaprabhu made Srivas Pandit's dead son speak. Mahaprabhu addressed to the dead son of Srivas Pandit and brought him back to life, made him alive again and made him speak and explain why he was so quickly leaving the material body after being born as the son of Srivas Pandit, why he had to so quickly be leaving the body and going away, immersing Srivas Pandit and his wife, Malini Devi, means that baby's mother, son's mother, immersing all of them in so much pains of separation. Why he was so living quickly? Then he explained, he also chanted the glories of Mahaprabhu to grace him in such a way, to touch him and bringing him back to life in by his exceptional merciful act and grant, and making him speak to Srivas Pandit, speak to Mahaprabhu. And then again he was released to go, because he was supposed to be liberated from the bondage of the material body. So he was led to go thereafter. All these miraculous Leela, all these miraculous Leela activities took place in Srivashamala, in front of the eyes of Srivas Pandit, Malini Devi. Both of them, also the other present devotees, were so much appreciative. They were so much appreciative and tasting such mystical, miraculous Leelas of Lord Gaurahari, which manifested in Srivashamala, the residence of Srivas Pandit. And Srivas Pandit, Malini Devi were very happy, very blissful to see that their beloved Lord Gaurahari was being specially gracious with their son, was being specially merciful with their own son, newborn son. And by Gauranga's mercy, the son received very blessed position, a very blessed advantage in his life. He was not only liberated, but he was blessed with higher qualified spiritual life, life divine, by the touch of Gauranga Deva. So they were, as the parents, not only they themselves, not only Srivas Pandit and Malini Devi themselves, were relishing and appreciating, greatly appreciating such pastimes of Gaurahari on themselves, on their own, but also as the parent of that newborn baby, newborn child, that appreciating the mercy of Mahaprabhu extended given to the newborn child, that their child also received the grace. So as the parents, they are also appreciating it, that Lord, that gracious act of Lord Gaurahari. You know, that's the parents' mood when they see their sons and daughters receiving so much blessings in life, so much they are being rewarded, they feel proud, they feel so happy, extra satisfaction. Because after all, they are child by the nature of relation. So both ways. Sivash Pandito tasted that Leela of Gaurang Gauri. That our beloved Lord Gaurahari, not only so loving and gracious to us, he also became so gracious to my dead son, brought him alive, my newborn son, and blessed him so much. So they are feeling very grateful, so much loving gratitude to Lord Gaurahari. So Mahaprabhu asked him, why did you not draw my attention that your son was born and now dead? You are all keeping it secret, keeping it suppressed from me. Sivash Pandit replied, Prabhu, I didn't want to disturb the mood, flow of your Sankirtana activity. Therefore I kept quiet. Even Sivash Pandit strongly prohibited his wife, Malini Devi, and other house members not to be crying out, not to be mourning, not to be crying out in pain of separation for mourning because of the death of the newborn son. Don't cry out. No sound of crying out should reach the ear of my Prabhu, Gaurahari, and his mood will be disturbed. If his mood, Sankirtana mood, the flow of Sankirtana is disturbed, then I will be so cross with you all. I will be so angry with you all. Be careful. So they could not even cry out, because in one portion of the house, ecstatic Sankirtana, Rasa, Sankirtana festival was going on. On other part of the house, they want to cry out of mourning, in separation from the dead son, newborn child. When that child was born, it brought so much happiness to Sivash Pandit and Malini Devi and the other family members. They felt so happy and delighted. And as soon as unexpectedly the son left body, their feelings turned upside down. Their feelings simply turned upside down. They were immersed in so much mourning, so much pain. And they wanted to cry out, but they could not be crying out. Checked by Sivash Pandit, prohibited, so that sound doesn't disturb Mahaprabhu's flow. But as all know our Lord, as the Lord of, as Antarjami Lord, knower of everyone's heart, omniscient Lord, knower of all situations, Mahaprabhu came to know about that event. And you at some point call Sivash Pandit. He said, the flow of my Sankirtana mood getting disturbed. Although Sivash Pandit did not let Mahaprabhu know, apparently, but Mahaprabhu knew about this painful event happened. And Mahaprabhu thought, some Rashabhas activity going on here. We are releasing so much, having so much nectarine release. On the other hand, they are suffering from pain due to the departure of this newborn family member, beloved family member. After all, son of Sivash Pandit Malini, Mahaprabhu immediately felt a special care, special kind care, affectionate care for them, Srivas Pandit Malini, and for their dead son. So Mahaprabhu postponed the Sankirtan activity and came to see Srivas Pandit's son, dead son, to grace him, for gracing him. And then of course Srivas Pandit Malini had so much gratitude. Their feelings of gratitude towards kind Lord Gaurahari knew no bound. Then, after blessing the son in this way, Mahaprabhu made them happy now. Previously, same people who were suffering from the pain, so much pain of the separation because of that incident, the death of the newborn baby. So Mahaprabhu now, after Mahaprabhu blessed their son, and they could realize the son was blessed and liberated, no more they had any mood of mourning. Now they all felt now happy, with immense gratitude to Mahaprabhu's grace. With feeling immense gratitude towards such Mahaprabhu's gracious activities for that son. So, now there was no more. Now the whole atmosphere again became filled with happiness. There was no more pains and sadness there. After that, it all changed. They didn't need to cry out in pain. Now, all of those family members, including Srivas Pandit and Malini Devi, the parents of that son, they now felt like crying out, weeping in happiness, instead of crying out in pain. Now they felt like crying in happiness because of such unprecedented gracious Leela, merciful Leela of Mahaprabhu in relation to their son. Now they all felt very happy now. Then again Sankirtan started, again it flowed in its own natural way. We also find cute pranking pastimes also happened between Mahaprabhu and Srivas Pandit in the Puri Odisha during. So, they engaged in the conversation. Srivas Pandit was taking the side of Lakshmi Devi during the occasion of Hera Panchami and all. Very much she was taking the side of Lakshmi Devi and glorifying her. Mahaprabhu was taking the side of Radharani and glorifying her. Some kind of sweet fight, some sort of sweet battle and sweet pranking, quarrel, apparently pranking quarrel was going on. I mean, Mahaprabhu was trying to be pranking Srivas Pandit. Apparently, trying to hit him, saying, Srimati Radhika is the topmost goddess and Lakshmi Devi is her incarnation. Who is greater than who? Radha Thakurani is greater than Lakshmi Devi. And Srivas Pandit was trying to say, Lakshmi Devi, my beloved goddess Lakshmi Devi, beloved wife, queen of Narayana, is the greatest goddess. goddess Lakshmi is such a queen of all limitless opulence and glory. Being the queen of the Vaikuntha, being the beloved wife of Lord Narayana, and even having her residence directly on the chest of Lord Narayana, on the heart, in the heart of Narayana. How glorious goddess my Lakshmi Devi is. And Srimati Radharani Braja Gopis, they found in Vrindavana Leela, more simple and plain way. They cannot have so much opulence and gorgeous status and position, so much opulence like my queen, my goddess Lakshmi Devi. And they are very nice, very beautiful, but they are more simple and plain here. My goddess Lakshmi Devi is the highest of all. Then Mahaprabhu took the side of Srimati Radharani, explained to Sivash Pandit, "Oh, you don't know how you cannot appreciate the great opulence and beauty of the natural beauty and opulence of the Vrindavana Dham, no less than your Vaikuntha opulence. In Vrindavana also my beloved goddess Srimati Radha Thakurani also full swing, she is all full swing, beloved queen of the Braja, beloved queen of the Krishna, queen of Krishna's heart, and she is also the goddess of all natural wonderful opulence of Braja. Beautiful flowers, like the great natural opulence, beauty of the Braja, flowery opulence, beautiful opulence, full of flowers and fruits and birds, colorful birds, and full of natural beauty of Vrindavana. The Vaikuntha do not have all that. My Brajeshwari Srimati Radharani is filled with greater opulence, in this way the opulence which is more alive and more wonderful. And also, Goloka Vrindavan do not be lacking in the opulence like found in Vaikuntha. Chintamani Prakarashad Masukalpa Vriksha Laksha Priteshu Surabhira Vipalayanta. Vrindavan Dham also, the floors, the grounds of Vrindavan Dham also made of Chintamani, transcendental gemstones, and it's also filled with the kalpatarus, the desire trees, kamadhenus, the desire fulfilling trees, desire fulfilling cows, filled with the damsels of the Brajadham. They are no ordinary Brajagopi, damsels. So, Vrindavan Dham is also filled with gemstones, gems and jewelries and all that. Such opulence also not. And such opulence not really absent in Vrindavan Dham, but moreover, can you not find the opulence of the beauty? Opulence of the beauty, natural beauty of the Brajadham, what you do not have in Vaikuntha. I am explaining all this elaborately, more implied, which were implied meanings. The way I am explaining everything may not be described directly, literally in Chaitanya Charitamrita like that. But the way Mahaprabhu was relating to Sivash Pandita, in a cutely pranking way, giving some competitive way, who is greater than who is higher than who, Lakshmi Devi or Srimati Radha Thakurani. Sivash Pandit was trying to establish Lakshmi Devi's position over Vrindavana Gopis and even Srimati Radharani. As Mahaprabhu was joyfully and excitedly was establishing the position of Srimati Radharani, Radha Thakurani, calling her as Thakurani of Vrindavana Dham, great greatly magnanimous, magnificent Queen of the Braja, Thakurani, Srimati Radha Thakurani, a magnificent, most beautiful, magnificent, meaning super opulent Queen of the Braja and Queen of Krishna. So she was holding the highest position, and Lakshmi Devi was the direct expansion of that goddess, Srimati Radharani. Whereas Srivas Pandit was trying to say Lakshmi Devi is the original, and Srimati Radharani was like expanded, incarnated from Lakshmi Devi, and this way. Then at some point Mahaprabhu cutely placed that argument before Srivas Pandit. If your Lakshmi Thakurani was the highest goddess, everything, why she could not receive entrance into the divine Rasa dance festival of Braja? She had to be waiting. She had to be waiting outside for a long time, and be waiting and hankering after that, had to do some sadhana for that, and hankering after that to receive entrance into the Rasa dance festival. Then Srivas Pandit was quiet for a while. Then at some point, then Mahaprabhu said at some point, of course, Lakshmi Devi received the entrance in that Rasa dance festival conducted by Srimati Radha Thakurani. She was the central figure there. And after her, Krishna was the central figure. But first and foremost, central figure, central goddess in the whole Rasa dance was Srimati Radharani, Radha Thakurani. And then as next to her, Krishna. Such was her position. And Lakshmi Devi was hankering to, she was having so much desire, hankering to enter into the Rasa dance, and she could not enter. Why? Srivas Pandit became quiet. Then Mahaprabhu explained, it was all Leela, finally Leela. Lakshmi Devi is not different from Srimati Radharani. The way Mahaprabhu explained, Lakshmi Devi was none other than second self of Srimati Radharani. But to actually show the greatness, excellence of Srimati Radharani as the supreme queen goddess, that Leela took place there. But after all, Lakshmi Devi is none other than a second self of Srimati Radharani. But then at some point when Lakshmi Devi became so lovingly devoted to Srimati Radharani and the Braja Gopis, especially Srimati Radharani, then she easily received the entrance. At some point, she easily received the entrance into the arena of the Rasa, into that area of the domain of the Rasa dance festival. Okay. So Mahaprabhu was relating to Srivas Pandit in a loving, pranking way, in that way. And Mahaprabhu was pointing out to him, you have got Narada Svabha. Srivasa, you have got Narada Svabha. I can clearly see in you the Svabha, the Bhava of Narada, the nature, character of the Narada, who is a great, who is a direct, beloved associate of Narayana, Lakshmi Narayana, not directly Radha Krishna. Narada Muni became great devotee of Radha Krishna through his relationship, direct relationship of Lakshmi Narayana. Then he came to relate to Radha Krishna. But basically Narada Muni was the direct, intimate associate of Lakshmi Narayana. So because of that Narada Svabhava, Narada nature, Srivas Pandit was trying to promote Lakshmi Devi and thereby Narayana as the supreme goddess and god. That way. Although Srivas Pandit also fully accepted Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He fully accepted Krishna as Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, no doubt about it. Sivash Pandit is none other than an integral part of the Panchatattva. So, he was promoting the Krishna Nam Sankirtan. Not naturally, see, he knew. He also knew about Srimati Radharani as the Queen of Krishna, extended self of Krishna. See, so he already knew Srimati Radharani's highest position, no less than Lakshmi. Yet, at this point, in order to facilitate such a Leela between him and Mahaprabhu, to create, to manifest such a Leela, it happened. He was also playing that role, a sweet kind of sweet quarreling. He was trying to glorify Lakshmi Devi. In other words, not just trying to, he was glorifying Lakshmi Devi such a way that she was the highest. In other words, he was glorifying Lakshmi Devi to be the highest queen, highest goddess, whereas Mahaprabhu was glorifying Srimati Radhika to be the highest goddess above Lakshmi, and having some sweet competition, quick conflicts about them. And Mahaprabhu said yes. Because you have got Narada Swabhav, so it's quite natural for you to promote Lakshmi Devi as the supreme goddess, because she is your Ishta Devi. Radharani is my and our Ishta Devi. But to you, Lakshmi Devi is the Ishta Devi. So naturally, it is quite natural for you to promote the glory of your own Ishta Devi, the beloved Queen of Narayana, being as Narada, by your internal identity, being as Narada, it is quite natural for you. I understand. Just as in the past, Mahaprabhu also happily accepted Murari Gupta's mood. Mahaprabhu tried to influence him, convince him, influence him to become more direct, devoted lover to Krishna instead of Ramachandra. But at some point, Murari Gupta tried to have that, but at some point he could not do it. He told Mahaprabhu, my whole head, mind, heart, soul, everything is sold to the service of Ramachandra, my Ishtadeva, and through him to Krishna. But my direct Ishtadeva is Lord Ramachandra, and I cannot put Krishna in his position. This is my natural position, my Lord. Okay, my Lord, you must understand. Mahaprabhu looked at Murari Gupta and appreciated his Ishtanistha, that he was so intimately devoted, wholeheartedly, so exclusively devoted to Lord Rama. And Mahaprabhu appreciated that. Mahaprabhu ultimately appreciated that, knowing by Tattva is same. Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, they are same. So Murari Gupta was engaged in worshipping the same Krishna Tattva in the form of Lord Rama. It's fine. So Mahaprabhu, at last Mahaprabhu appreciated that Murari Gupta's special adherence to Lord Rama, special loving dedication, devotion to Lord Rama. So now back to the point. So Mahaprabhu also cutely relished Shiva's fondness moved to glorify Lakshmi Devi as the supreme goddess. Okay. But finally, Mahaprabhu actually established the highest glory, the highest position, and the glory of Srimati Radharani on the top of Lakshmi Devi. Pointing out about that fact that after Lakshmi Devi became very devoted to Srimati Radharani, after Lakshmi Devi gave up her pride as the supreme goddess and became more submissive to Srimati Radharani. As soon as she had that mood, then she was easily absorbed within the domain of the Rasa dance. She could easily have the entrance into the arena of the Rasa dance festival. And that lila happened due to her educating us. Such lila happened between Lakshmi Devi, Radha Thakurani, Krishna, for educating us, also to show the glory, topmost glory of the position of Srimati Radharani above all, letting us know that Lakshmi Devi is none other than a direct second self, second expansion of Srimati Radharani on Vaikuntha level, on the Vaikuntha level. That's what Thakur Bhakti also describes Lakshmi Devi as Uma Rama Satta Suji Chandra Rukmini Radha Avatar Swabhyamnayana. So Bhakti Thakur clearly described Rama Devi means Lakshmi Devi as the direct expansion, second expansion, self of Srimati Radharani. And often Srimati Radharani and Radharani's beloved associates, Sakhis, Manjaris, other Brajagopis, also called as Lakshmi, Brajalakshmis. Brajalakshmis. When we see the mention of Lakshmi Sahasra Shatasam Brahmashedyamana, or divine damsels are also called as Brajalakshmis. So, they are none other than the main Lakshmi Tattva Vaikuntha, Lakshmi Tattva of the Braja. Finally, having their supreme goddess as Srimati Radharani, all are non-different from each other. Actually, they all are inseparably interrelated. I repeat, they are all inseparably related with each other. So, although from the Tatastha level, from the neutral stand of considerations, Srimati Radha Thakurani has the highest position. Her position is the highest of all, being the Mahabhava Swarupini Swayam Rupa Brajeshwari Devi. Yet, Lakshmi Devi's position has been described as just next in command, second to Srimati Radharani, her second self on the Vaikuntha level. And the same Lakshmi Tattva also manifest on the plane of Goloka Vrindavan. Even Srimati Radha Thakurani has also been described as great Brajalakshmi. Sarva Lakshmi Mai, Sarva Kanti Sammohini Para, Devi Krishna Mai Prabhuta, Radhika Paradevata. Then Sarva Lakshmi Mai, Sarvokanti Sammohini Para. One of the characteristics, qualities of Srimati Radha Thakurani is that she is the sum total of all the Lakshmis. This is the sum total, holistic manifestation of all Lakshmi Tattva together, all the manifestations of the Lakshmis together. So finally, by some of the nature of the tattva, some of the specific tattva character, Lakshmi Devi, Vaikuntha Lakshmi, not different from Srimati Radharani. In other words, same Radha Thakurani of transcendental Vrindavana Goloka manifesting as Lakshmi Devi on the Vaikuntha plane. Same Swami Bhagavan Rasaraj Krishna Chandra, I repeat. Same Swami Bhagavan Rasaraj Krishna Chandra of the Goloka Vrindavan manifesting on the Vaikuntha plane as Lord Narayana. As Lakshmi Devi is the beloved wife and queen of the Vaikuntha Dhama. I repeat, as Lakshmi Devi is the beloved queen of Lord Narayana and Vaikuntha Dhama, having her residence in the heart of Narayana. On the other hand, Srimati Radha Thakurani is also the supreme queen, beloved queen of the Brajadham, beloved queen of the Krishna and Krishna's heart. She has also had the residence of herself in the heart of Krishna. Just as Lakshmi Devi is residing in the heart of Lord Narayana, Srimati Radha Thakurani also residing in the heart of Krishna. She is residing in the heart of the Swayam Bhagavan Krishna, being the beloved queen of Krishna. So, cute pastimes took place in Jagannath Puri between Mahaprabhu and Sivaswami. Also, other aspects of the glories of Srivasa Pandit. Now it is high time. So I humbly putting the rest to my Krishna Katha, Srivasa Mahatma Katha over here now. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Already happened?
Yes. Maharaj, you will sing little kirtan shortly.
Short kirtan?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Radha Gopinath Ji, Jai Shri Radha Giridhari Ji, Giriraj Govardhan Ji, Lakshmi Nishinga Bhagavan Ji, Prabhu Jagannath Dev Subhadra Baladev Ji, Sudarshan Maharaj, Jai Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev Ji, Lakshmi Narayana Ji, Jai Shri Gurudev Shri Prabhupada Rupa Guru Varga, Shri Shri Srivas Pandit Ji Ki Jai. All glories to Krishna Sankirtan Mahamahotsav ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Govinda Mandir ki, Shri Shri Radha Govinda Mandir Gauriya Mat ki Jai. Jai Swami Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Samasta Guru Varga ki Jai. Jai Gauriyamanand.
Jai Param Puja Pasra Shobhakti Nandan Swami Maharaj ki Jai.
See.